Hello, children. Welcome back to English class. Today's session, we are going to learn from English grammar. In this session, from grammar, we are going to see phrasal verbs and modal auxiliary verbs. First, we'll see phrasal verbs. Okay, what is a phrasal verb? Yes, a phrasal verb is a verb that is made up of a main verb together with an adverb or a preposition or both. You know one thing? Their meaning is not obvious from the meanings of the individual words themselves. Okay, look at the first example, fill out. Here, fill means to occupy fully or to become full, right? At the same time, the word out means outside. So, when it occurs separately, that meaning is totally different, right? Yes. But when these words joined together, then it gives different meaning. So, fill out means complete a form. So, when it comes as a phrasal verb, it occurs or it contains different meaning. So, that is fill out means complete a form. Example, fill out this application form and mail it in, right? Here, fill out means complete a form. Okay, look at the second example. Take after. Here, take means capture or to get it, right? After means behind or following. So, when we see these words separately, then we could get a different meaning. But when it joined together, then it gives completely different meaning, right? So, take after means resemble. Example, my second son seems to take after his mother. So here, second son is resemble like his mother, right? Yes. Let's see few more examples. To come over, that means to visit. Example, come over to my place. Next one, carry out. That means perform a task. Example, I would like to carry out the plan. Next one, get back. That means return. Example, we got back from our vacation last week. Next one is take off. That means depart. Example, I'm going to take off now. Next one is keep to. That means continue. Example, he kept to puzzle until it was done. Okay, I think you could understand a little. So once again, I repeat, a phrasal verb is a verb that is made up of a main verb together with an adverb or a preposition or both will occur to create a completely new meaning. Got it? Right. Now we'll see auxiliary verbs and its types. So, what is an auxiliary verb? Yes, an auxiliary verb is a verb which help the main verb to describe an action. That action happened in the past or is happening in the present or will happen in the future. So, auxiliary verbs can be divided into two parts. One is primary auxiliary verbs and the other one is modal auxiliary verbs. So, already you know the primary auxiliary verbs, right? So, these primary auxiliary verbs can be divided into three forms, that is be form of verbs, do form of verbs and have form of verb. So, be form of verbs am, is, or, was and were. Do form of verbs are do, does, did and have form of verbs are have, has, had. And the next one is modal auxiliary verbs. So the modal auxiliary verbs are can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, must and semi-modal auxiliary verbs are need, dare, used to, ought to. Let's see modal auxiliary verbs. Okay, what are modal auxiliary verbs? Yes, modal auxiliary verbs are helping verbs which give additional information of the main verb that follows, right? Look at the example. They go out. So, that is simple present. They must go out. Here, must is a modal auxiliary verb that add some information of the verb go, right? So, must is used to show the expression of obligation. Look at the second sentence. They should go out. Here, should is a modal auxiliary verb that used to show the expression of advice. And look at the next example. They can go out. Here, can is a modal auxiliary verb that used to show the expression of permission, right? Yes. In all these sentences, must, should, can are the modal auxiliary verbs that occurred before the main verb, and not only that, that gives additional information of the main verb, right? Yes. Now we'll see where can we use all these modal auxiliary verbs, right? Yes. So, modal auxiliary verbs are used to frame questions, and the second thing is to indicate tenses, and the third thing is to form a short answers, and the fourth thing is to make or to frame question tags, and the next one is used in the active and passive voice, and the next one is used in direct and indirect speech, and the next one is to frame negative sentences, right? Yes, this is a simple tabular column for understanding, right? Yes, so here the first thing is subject will be there. After subject, we should use modal auxiliary verbs, and after a modal auxiliary verb, we should use main verb, and after that, we should have complement, right? Look at the examples. I can go to sleep. We will drink some water. They should eat some food. He will go to sleep. She shall do some exercise, or they will do some exercise. You may go to sleep, and she must drink some water. Okay? Yes. Let's see one by one in detail, right? Okay. First one is will. Will is used to show desire, performance, and choice, and not only that, to express capacity or to express determination, right? Look at the example. I will pass my driving test. Your will shows determination. I will take this duty. Your will shows preference. And the last sentence, this airplane will take 200 passengers. Your will shows capability. Got it? Yes. And the next one is would. Would is the past form of verb of will. Got it? Yes. Would is used to show wish, desire, possibility, and habitual things. Got it? Right. Look at the examples. I would like to have one more dress. Here, used to show wish. And the next example, if I were you, I would be so happy. Here, would used to show possibility. And the last example is, normally we would work until 8 pm. Here, would used to show habitual actions. Got it? Yes. The next one is can. Here, can is expressing ability, permission, and possibility. Look at the examples. I can do all this work. Here, can used to show ability. Look at the second example. Can I get your pencil? Here, can used to ask permission. And the next one is my mother can bake cake. Here, can used to show possibility. Got it? Yes. And the next one is could. Could is the past form of verb of can, right? So, this could expressing ability in the past, polite permission, and possibility. Example, when I was young, I could run fast. Here, could used to show the past ability, right? Look at the next example. Could you pass me the salt? Here, could used to ask polite permission. Got it? Look at the last example. It could rain tomorrow. Here, could used to show the possibility. Got it? Yes. Next one is may. May is expressing permission, possibility, or probability. Look at the example. May I come in? So here may used to show or to get permission, right? Look at the second example. I may watch a movie tonight. So here may used to show possibility. Got it? And the last example, she may be at home. So here may is expressing possibility, right? And the next one is might. Might is used to show polite permission, possibility, or probability. Look at the examples. Might I ask you a question? So here might used to show polite permission, right? And the next example is he might like playing basketball. Here might used to show possibility, right? Look at the last example. You might try my cheesecake. Here might used to show polite suggestion. Got it? Yes. The next one is must. Must is expressing strong obligation, logical conclusion, and certainty. Got it? Look at the example. You must complete the essay by Friday. Here, must is expressing strong obligation here. Got it? And look at the second example. Banks must examine all documents. Here, must is expressing certainty, right? And look at the last example. She must learn to drive. It will be very useful. So here must is used or expressing logical conclusion, right? And the next one is must not. Must not is expressing prohibition. Got it? So look at the examples. You must not smoke in the hospital. And look at the second example. I must not let that happen again. And look at the last example. You must not be late to class. So here must is used to express prohibition. Got it? Yes. The next one is shall. Here shall is expressing obligation or requirement. Look at the example. Students shall not enter this room. Here shall is expressing requirement. Got it? Look at the next example. You shall abide by the law. Here shall used to show obligation. Got it? And the next one is should or ought to. These two modal auxiliary verbs are expressing obligation, advice, and logical conclusion. Look at the examples. I should or ought to see a doctor. I have a terrible headache. Here, should or ought to used to show obligation, right? Look at the second example. You should or ought to revise your lessons. Here, these two modal auxiliary verbs expressing advice. Got it? And look at the last example. He should or ought to be very tired. He has been working all day long. Here, should or ought to used to show logical conclusion, right? Yes. Let's see the last one, semi-modals. Okay, what is a semi-modal verb? Yes, a verb that functions to some extent like a modal verb, typically in the way it forms negatives and interrogative constructions, right? And these verbs are called as the marginal modal verbs, and sometimes it is called as semi-modal verbs, right? So they are dare, need, ought to, used to. Got it? Yes. Let's see the first one, dare. Dare is expressing to be brave. Look at the example. How dare she talk to me like that? Here, dare is expressing the boldness. Got it? Yes. And the next one is need. Need is expressing lack of obligation or necessity. Look at the example. You need not worry about my result. Here, need not used to show lack of obligation or necessity. And the next one is used to. Used to is expressing the habit or the condition. Look at the example. I used to get up early in the morning. Here, used to is expressing the habit. Got it? Yes. And the next one is ought to. Ought to we have learnt in the previous slide. Please go through that because ought to and should will occur or expressing the same thing. Right? Yes. Let's see more examples here. I can run a mile in 9 minutes. Here, can expressing possibility. Next one is you must clean your plates before you have dinner. Here, must is expressing command. It would be nice if a rainbow appeared. Here, would is expressing wish. The next one is you could take a taxi. Here, could is expressing suggestion. And the next one is you should drive more carefully. Here, should is expressing an advice. And the next one is you must not drive without a license. Here, must not is expressing prohibition. And the next one is they need to study a lot. Here, need to is expressing obligation, right? And the next one is I used to take head bath on Friday. Here is expressing habit. And the last one is shall I open the door for you? Here shall is expressing request. Got it? Yes. Okay children, up to this the grammar part is over. Hope you understand. If you have any doubt, you can call me or ping me to clarify all your doubts and do the book back exercise for better understanding, right? Thank you.